Welcome back. You're here for more Hunter x Hunter, and yes, the Chimera ants are going to be a problem with the decimation of several villages and the upsurgence of some questionable operations. Who's going to be caught in the middle of it? Is any of the group going to join the ranks of the insects? Few questions, but overall, Golden Killer might have some fun in this. Now we might be able to actually tell between them if they get their own names instead of just, Turtle Guy. But also now, what? Are they going to decide for them? Well, I was going to say, are they going to come up with their own names for themselves or leave it up to the Queen? She'll have a lot of work on her hands now. But also, considering that the Queen can, chow down on some humans and inherit certain characteristics and possibly memories and personality types, etc. What would happen if she had a hunter? Anyone in possession with Nen? But we will get there in all good time. And where in the world is Jin? He's going for a CT scan. Okay. I've imagined for a second there when we got York New City, they'd be flashing back and seeing what others are doing, but just showing you where in the world they are in comparison to the rest of it, in case you needed to know. Who would want to visit such a place? Today? How long is the journey for him then if he's already done 10? And how many of them are going to be left over there? I mean, hunters have got a good net of information. The one that was cut off abruptly, talking about giant bugs. They could be chasing a fabrication. It's a wild goose chase. Wild bug chase. Someone under duress or fear could have seen something that they thought was giant insects. But I think, in that circumstance, he provide pretty good information. I hope the best for you, Pockle. And since they are growing, they're going to be finding more and more habitation students out there, more villages. Oh, you didn't do a good enough job. Colt, Peggy, cheaters at least. Memorable. Just how many people have been fed into the maw of all these insects? Really sticking to his guns and meaning, I guess. They're not here for fun. There's a little tension amongst all of these here. How they handle things. And how many of them will be caught out and in trouble with some hunters and being so frivolous. Need to reel in those that are causing trouble for the hive. Okay. He was there the entire time. Meant to be a squad leader and what? Not able to control his own troops? Being held accountable and not providing any actual knowledge or evidence. And he didn't control them. He went to go pay them back, did he? Make them his pets. I see he's got some either way to outwit or escape gunfire. Does look it, but okay. Leaving the fallen behind. They do look like the types to be the first of the troops to really be kind of hunted down. So this is as far as they go. Do they have a ride out as well? Have they organised come back here in 3 days and pick us up? There's a lot more bubbling under the surface. Which would be dangerous for all who inhabit it. Well, that's good. It was said, pro hunters are allowed in. What about the others that don't have a license? I see certain technology is allowed if it's for their own benefit. Ah, so you just need to step outside the exclusion zone. So please put all of your phones in this box. What about yeah, glasses? Plastic, metal. That also would mean chewing gum, right? They've provided you with some nice burlap sacks. The height of fashion. They need to be removed. Oh, well, at least they don't have a dentist on hand. But screw anyone with a hip implant, apparently. Hmm. Well, at least we've now split the group up into like smaller subsets, so a little easier to keep track of. An exam? Hopefully it's not marked. They really don't want any metal or technology getting in. How do you hide a stock? I mean, there are probably some like Nen abilities and whatnot to be able to hide bits and pieces, kind of like the owl. Remember the mafia? And anyone with good connections would probably find a way. Very inviting. You know, some religious group, some religious groups, some cultures around the world, they have their own ways of doing things. But something just seems dodgy about this whole thing. And as they start coming across more and more that ghost towns completely devoid of life, I think they realize just how dire the situation is. Mm. It wouldn't exactly be. Wouldn't be exactly be hard for them to notice people chasing them if they aren't hiding themselves. Well, that is some, well, all right intuition since everything we've seen so far. Those are some fancy shoes. Superior. Also, he's wearing a suit. At least let him talk. I mean, he isn't being very a very good conversation. We've seen something similar to that before. Remember Ugo and the tooth? He could have been hit in the crossfire. That's standing nearby. He might be a chef as well. But can't really learn a lesson if he's past tense. But where's the satisfaction? He's got to learn his own place in all of this. But yeah, seeing the various creatures and whatnot having like a koala with insectoid digits. One also apparently likes to drink, but a successful hunt. That's not good sustenance. Put it down. Wait for it to grow first. Do you think this would be good enough? I see. There's already a disturbance, some that are above their station. Maybe names weren't a good idea. Yeah, a few broken bones is fine, as long as it's not getting eaten. A range attack like his kind. Might be one of the firstborns. But yeah, range attack like his kind of useful. Especially since, unlike others, he doesn't really have to get close. I like how almost terrifying he is, considering it's just a small pink koala in a suit. How did they get it inside the exclusionary zone? There's a beast in this forest. But you've just found several corpses. No point losing your head now. Will they be able to get away? And this isn't. They're not trying to fight back in any sense. There's just. Wait. A Nen arrow. That was a good warning shot. Yeah, he wasn't a great lookout, let's be honest. There are some that are trying to run. Oh no, Ponzu. What would the bees be able to do? Don't they activate automatically when she's in danger as well? Pretty good shot. You need all the manpower you can get. And let's not say anything about the human forces you might come up against, because they probably wouldn't be all too friendly either. Lovely. He's pretty fast, that one. Be able to catch bullets out of the air. Is the boss here? We're going to see them as well. Or is that going to be held off? It's an interesting kind of dilemma, because the ones in trouble are either just civilians and villagers with no way to defend themselves. They're this shadowy group. Normal bugs, and we're not sure. We got into a fight, and some of the more named captains and squads are going to put up a problem. But this koala, just attacking from the shadows, no one's really even be able to move before they've been cut down by a stray spit. I wonder what the origin was of this place, of why they've shunned technology to such an extreme degree that he's like, all right, full invasive body cavity search. And if these insects do go into all the villages and the surrounding areas, and make off with all of the good nutrients and food, like we saw, they're having to leave the not fully grown meals yet. They've got to leave them behind. Who's there to look after them? I see they're still in the hunter-gatherer phase. They haven't started cultivating humans. They haven't started treating, well, getting their own cattle, as it were. With the introduction of names, with now certain insects trying to prove themselves, do things for their own, step out and, well, I want to have some fun, let's go hunting. Even if it's against the orders being given to them. How long is that command structure going to last if you've got such insubordination? How long is it going to be before Gon and the team meet up with some of the other hunters who have arrived? Is Ponzu going to be able to actually withstand the dangers here? I'm expecting some kind of big things from all of this, mainly because, well, with the amount of insects and creatures being birthed, there's one hell of a fight on their hands. Considering I'm guessing if it is anything like a normal insect colony, the ones we've seen are but a fraction of how many there actually are. And with every person that gets abducted, they're just adding more onto their number. But of course, things can't just go easily for once. It's not just a single issue that you have to fight up against. It's not against the insects alone. It's also this D-squared drug operation going on. It's also the inhabitants themselves being so fearful of technology. And not only technology, any sort of metal, apparently. If you've got some fillings. And yet I seem to, yeah, they're using farming tools. That's metal. Maybe it's just medical advancements they're adverse to. And it's just fully wooden or stone tools, but don't think it was the sound they were making. And with that all on your mind, what else are we going to see? How many more issues are going to crop up? How many... Is there going to be anyone coming in from the outside? Like with the hunter groups that have already arrived, instead of trying to stop the insects or protect the landscape or the people that live here, but actually here for their own nefarious deeds. So we're only being shown a quarter of the picture, maybe? If that is the case, then oh god. But as long as we are okay with accepting a few casualties along the way, except for characters that I want to see more of at least, I think it should be fun. So if you have enjoyed this, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Hopefully spare your resolve, and if there is anything I've missed, let me know. But make sure to come back for more. Perhaps subscribe to my channel, maybe even join to my Discord. But get some rest though. See you in the next one. And why exactly is this boss being hidden in shadow? Apart from not ready to reveal themselves to us yet. If you want to come into the exclusion zone with or without your belt buckles, consider joining on my Patreon instead, because, well, we can just watch anime and not have to worry about international relations, or cultures, ways of life, or giant bugs, actually. At least I really hope for the last one. But I do need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Arthia, Kite, Endurist, Shiwan, Mats, Akane, Guado, Danny Sui, Maxwell, SZ9870, Diego Zenhausen, GMA's Backwards, the Kebab Seller, and everyone else for getting me through this far. I'd love to say it was all by my own merit, but the truth is, I wouldn't be here without all of you.